Hello and welcome everyone. So happy to see all of you here today. Welcome to the final day of CCW. Today we have the session on the house of collaboration. It's going to be a co-creative workshop. We're going to try together learn how to co-develop playbook for different sectors on the mindset and house of collaboration. So as a person who's really interested in collaboration, I'm so excited for this session. And I know you also are super excited for it. And we have an amazing 9 facilitators who are going to guide us through this session. So we cannot wait for you to get to know them and the amazing work they are doing. So before I hand it over to our facilitator, let me just walk you through some of our pre-session that we always do in CCW. So if Denise, you can go to the next slide. Just to give you some of the spirit, we're going to play this video of the final day of CCW. Go ahead, Denise.
Namaste. I'm Dr. Megha Fansarkar from Mumbai, India, the co-chair of Catalyst Change Week 2025. As Catalyst Change Week 2025 reaches its final day, we turn our attention to innovation in education, the foundation on which every other system of change is built. Education innovations are transforming the way we learn and teach. From adaptive learning platforms, AI-driven tutoring systems, identification of learning gaps, to ensuring more interactive and engaging methods of sharing knowledge. The classroom and learning has been democratized irrespective of where you are and what language you speak. It is about equipping people with skills, values, and imagination to create future of possibilities. Across today's session, you will see how innovations are weaving new methods and models of learning, linking education to well-being, technology, financial sustainability, intergenerational collaboration, and cultural knowledge. These conversations remind us that learning never ends. It grows and evolves with us. Transformational education is inclusive, creative, and grounded in dignity. And when every voice has a place in shaping it, education becomes a driving force for more just and resilient societies. As we close this week, let us carry forward the spirit of curiosity and collaboration that education inspires. Because in every learner lies the possibility of a better future. Welcome to the session presented by Catalyst Now. Thank you.
Warm welcome, everyone. So as you know, today's theme is innovation education, and we cannot wait to start this session. So let me give you a little bit of background about Catalyst. Denise, if you can go to the next slide. So Catalyst now is a dynamic global movement of social innovators transforming systems and driving sustainable change to advance the UN Sustainable Development Goals worldwide. And we have more than 6,000 members. They are all driving systemic change. And we co-create spaces where the world's social innovators connect, collaborate, and contribute to transformational change. So collaboration is a big part of Catalyst, and it's one of the cornerstone of our movement. So this session is gonna be absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to learn and co-develop with all of you the house of collaboration. So Denise, if you can go to the final slide before I hand it over to our amazing facilitator. So those are our ecosystem partners and supporters who enabled the impact of Catalyst throughout those years. And we truly thank them for all their support. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Sidi, right? So the floor is yours.
Thank you, May. Thank you for that excellent introduction. And I'd like to just wish everybody here a good morning. And thank you for joining us for this Catalyst Change Week and this Writeshop that we're doing to put together the House of Collaboration. So, my name is Siddhi. I am the co lead of the Community Action Collab. CAC, as we call it, is a multi sectoral collaborative, and we are committed to building the resilience of vulnerable communities across India. Clearly, very closely aligned with Catalyst Now, and the similar goals that we have. So, a few months back, Shama was telling us about the Catalyst Change Week, and we were discussing what is it that we could do out here. And we said, why not look at the House of Collaboration? Because all of us have so many experiences. Even in CAC, we have about, over 400 partners. We work through almost 7 to 9, closely work with 7 to 9 coalitions. So there is so much of experience that we have. We have stories and lessons that can create a valuable resource that we can put together for the sector. But one thing, when we kept talking about the House of Collaboration, and I don't know about you, but for me, every time I hear this, in my ears, it's like the house is like an HOUSE, not the HOWS. That's what my brain keeps thinking. And, I'm at that stage in life where I just prefer to allow my brain to go wherever it wants to. But then, as I was thinking a little bit more about it, I said, well, it's not actually wrong, because what we do as collaboration, what we do in collaboratives and networks and all, it is like kind of building a house. So let's today look at ourselves as architects and builders here. And I mean, earlier we just saw that lovely short clip, and there we talked about education, innovation, and conversations on learning. So, pulling up from that, let's today first lay the foundation through our shared experience. And if we're building a house, let's build and raise a framework of the roles and processes that are required to make a collaboration a success. We look at, inspect some challenges like there's a leaky roof, or something just doesn't fit right. And how do we kind of, what is it that we have done to make that right? How do we make that overall structure stronger? And by sharing these stories, these insights, we will, while talking about collaboration, build this resource together, build this playbook together, which will be a blueprint that we can take and use for ourselves and also take to the world. So, on behalf of my co hosts, Shama Karkal, Shirupa Sen Gupta, and Siddharth Chaitanya, I welcome you to building this together. So we're really excited now to start the process. And over the next 2 hours, let me just quickly take you through what we'll do. We'll be putting, we can say maybe pen to paper, clicks to keyboard, voice to recorders also if we prefer, because what we want from everybody is for them to really share without worrying about how things are getting captured. Um, we want you to really you know go inside and just put out your experiences there. And I just want to say today is just the start. It is a start of where we'll kind of bring together some thoughts and first drafts of our co-created resource. In this journey, I would like to assure you that all of us are co-authors, and we will acknowledge everybody's contribution, your personal contribution of your organization affiliation. Um, Before we start, just some quick housekeeping rules. Make sure that the Zoom name that is there represents you and the name of your organization. If not, please do rename it accordingly. We are sharing a Google form. It'll be shared on the chat just now. And we need to complete this because because we're doing this all together, the only way we can connect and we can share with you draft documents, get inputs, or look at further stories or any clarifications that we want, we need those contact information. Now, Catalyst now organizers, you would have registered, but they would not share contact information because of general data protection regulations of the EU. So let's respect that also, and then just make sure that we remain connected. So yes, with that, we're looking forward to getting some great stories, great insights. We're looking forward to all of us having a good time while we're learning and sharing. So with that, I'd just like to pass this on to my colleagues, Siddharth, to get the stage set up.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Siddhi. I hope all of you can hear me clearly. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. Perfect. I'm getting a few thumbs ups as well. Perfect. First of all, wish you a very, very good morning. It's lovely to see all your bright and cheerful faces in this Writeshop that we have. Right. Perfect. So what we'll do now is first we'll try to get to understanding what collaboration is, or just to explore our understanding of collaboration, right? So we can use the chat box that is available on Zoom as well. We can unmute ourselves and we can speak up whenever you have a thought that you want to share, right? So I'll ask you a few questions. So the next 10 minutes roughly is going to be more of an open interview where I ask you a few questions and I'm expecting certain responses. And all of these are centered around the themes of collaboration, right? So first, let's start up with a fun one. Okay, so for this, you can either use the chat or, like I said, unmute and speak up. When I say the word collaboration, what is the first word or phrase that pops into your head? So collaboration equals what? Please use the chat or unmute to speak up. I am here seeing Aditi say tie-ups, this partnership, perfect trust, working together, coming together, perfect network, new learnings. That's really interesting. Letting go of egos, so important. Thank you so much for that, Chama. And sharing, of course, there's also sharing. Perfect. Now, let's move to a little deeper question, right? What does collaboration mean to you? We understood the first word that you think of when it comes to collaboration, but what does collaboration mean to you? So, Shama is saying the collaboration means creating something new. Perfect. Nikhil is saying that it's about cross learnings. Nikhil, if you don't mind, if you can unmute yourself and just expand on that. You say that according to you, collaboration is about cross learning. Would you mind just sharing a little more about that?
Hey, hi Siddharth.
Hi.
Yes, definitely. So, as standalone in silos, we all try to achieve something as impact organizations or organizations doing, trying to achieve our different goals. However, the need to collaborate, the need to per se work on SDG 17, which is partnerships, is to cross learn, is to share best practices, to understand what worked so that we don't delve too much on reinventing what is already out there. That is waste of resource, waste of time and energy. So when people can come together, they can teach each other what they already know. That will in turn speed up the process and help us reach the goal faster together, is what I think.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm seeing Ganesh also say that collaboration means thinking big. So, Ganesh, if you don't mind just unmuting yourself and just sharing, just expanding on that, why do you think collaboration means thinking big?
So, hi. So what I think about collaboration means thinking big is when we collaborate, let's say there are one person collaborating with the other. So thinking big is we remain in our own shell and we try to think big, but based on the exposure and discussions with the other party, new ideas come into picture, and that's where I relate it to thinking big.
Perfect, perfect. Completely. I think that also is in line with what May was talking about when she says that collaboration is about trust. It's about trusting uh, the people around you, trusting the collaborative that you have formed so that you can think big along with them, right? Perfect. Thank you so much. Uh, Aditi, I'm also seeing that you have mentioned that it's a collaboration to use about merging our potentials to pave a better path. So if you don't mind unmuting and just expanding on that a little more.
When we talk about collaborations, so one thing which like we all have our own set of skills, potentials, etc. So it seems like when we come together, blend our skills and potentials and pave a better path, or maybe bring up better solutions. So this is what actually collaboration means to me.
Perfect, perfect. I think it's really, really lovely to see that the common theme that I'm seeing emerging from all of this is about people coming together and doing something that's bigger than themselves, which is also a comment that we saw on the chat right now. So then let's move to something a little deeper, right? So again, whenever you're ready, you can unmute and you can speak because this is a longer response. But can you give me an incidence or one incidence in your experience where share a time when collaborations across different sectors has worked? And if it has worked, what has made that possible?
And Siddharth, just jumping in, maybe you
Yes, please,
explain
Sham.
what different sectors means or different, so we are
Of
all
course.
thinking about it, right?
Of course, of course. So no matter, we are trying to understand what it means to have, or what it means, or what it takes to have effective collaboration, right? So I wanted kind of some incidences, some stories of your experience of effective collaboration firsthand across various sectors. And when I mean sectors, they could be parts of life, they could be different departments coming together, there could be different entities across geographies. So being very agnostic in that sense, where have you seen effective collaboration happen around you? If anybody is ready, they can unmute and they can share their experience of effective collaboration. I see that Aditi has responded with the fact that transparent conversations have led to effective collaboration. So, like Aditi, would you expand on that a little? Any incident that reminds you of this thought?
Or if you want,
I'm
sorry, Aditi, I was just going to say, maybe you can tell us who this was between, right? Conversation between whom and what did it lead to? A story, if you want to tell us.
It's an experience, my work experience I'd like to share. So it was a kind of a workshop going on in our organization, and my role was as an assistant, program assistant. It was like I had to interact with various sections of the office, like the finance, the admin. So there were like intense pressure, work pressure at the moment, but I always kept an open and transparent conversation between each and every department. Constant follow-ups, giving up them updates, and in the exact situations, giving them the like telling them what the scenario actually is, and that helped them and me to understand and be on the same plane and resolve our issues and challenges. So that's how we were successfully able to lead that workshop.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Aditi. So you're saying that in your story, effective communication or transparent communication is what enabled effective collaboration, correct? Perfect. I see Kritika has raised their hand. Kritika, please go ahead, unmute, and you can share a story of effective collaboration in your experience.
Yeah, being a researcher, collaboration for me, usually in my experience was within my own department and my research. But during my corporate experience, we had a similar research project, but this time it was collaborating across geographies. So our team members were from the UK, and so similar to what was previously said, it was through effective communication and consistent communication, not just effective, it was more of consistent communication. We were able to successfully complete our project. But what I when I applied for this, or when I registered for this Writeshop, what I want to understand is how can we have a similar, consistent, and effective communication across different sectors. So these days, all the problems we see are interconnected in some form or the other. So we need
Right.
people from different expertise, like from health, or from disaster, or from energy, or from communication experts as well. Like, how do you really get this effective and consistent communication? So I think that is what I'm really interested in. But yeah, so far my experience has been within my own department or within my own research across geographies. So yeah, this is my experience.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. And we have made a note of that, of your request, where you want to understand what enables effective communication across sector. Uh, Partly, one answer to that question would be that we are going to over the course of the next 1 hour that we have, we will try to, or 1.5 hours that we have, we will try to kind of develop that answer together as well. I would like to now actually for this invite my co-facilitator Shama for this. So if raise your hand as well, please go ahead.
Oh, I was going to tell a short story, but I see Siddhi has her
Oh,
hand
please.
up. So maybe, Siddhi, you want to come in? I'm assuming you
No, no,
want to
you
tell
do
a
it.
story too.
I do.
No,
I
no,
do.
no. You tell, and I can always bring my
It's not
story.
exactly a story, but I've put it there in the chat. I said disasters and all. But even if we don't take it as something that's really large, I was just thinking, very micro crises also is something where collaboration kind of works. The other day, unfortunately, I mean, I don't like talking about all these very sad things and all. One doesn't want to in a space like this, but a couple of days back, a friend's father passed away, and everybody just came together for them. And in our communities, you don't cook when there is the body still in the house, so there's somebody who comes and provides food, and then there's somebody who calls everybody up who needs to know. And so there are a lot of these things that people just come together during crises. And then when you actually scale that up to the disasters, the humanitarian crises and all, when we had, for example, the most recent being the cyclone Montha in AP and Odisha. And through CAT, for example, we were able to bring people together where it was required. So it's sad, but one of the things that in my experience is that the crisis is one of the things that really brings people together for the duration of the crisis. Then, of course, it's not something that necessarily carries on, and it may not even be required. But when there is no crisis, when I mean, we used to earlier say things like wartime and peacetime. Peacetime, a lot more difficult, not impossible, but wartime is definitely, it's like everybody just bundling together to make sure that whatever we are meant to do gets done. Thanks, Shama, for bringing me in. Over to you.
Thanks, Siddhi. And I think what Siddharth wanted me to do was sort of to move to the next segment and keep us going. But I just wanted to sort of just reflecting on what you were saying, Siddhi. I mean, the question is we don't want more crises and more problems, right? But linking back to something that I said earlier, I think what happens in a crisis, so when there's a problem or a family situation like you were describing, is that we become razor focused on what needs to be done, right? You need to take care of the family if you've had a death in the family. You need to take care of all of the things because the family themselves are grieving, right? And at that time, we don't think about, oh, I have deadlines, or I have a project, and I have this and that. You just put everything aside. It's the same thing when we're talking about a natural disaster or the experience during the pandemic. And that sort of takes me or links me back to something that I said earlier. I think what happens most of the time otherwise is like, oh, what do I get in this? Right? Why should I put myself into this? Or it's not my organization's priority, or these are the kinds of things that we often talk about or think about, versus what is it that we're actually trying to get done. So I think for me, one of the things that has struck, and just from the session and the conversation so far, is that if we can all focus, what enables collaboration was sort of the question that Siddharth led us with. And I think that question for me, I'm just saying two things have come up as transparent, consistent communication, conversations, whether it's internal or external. How do we do that better is a question that's been asked. I think what was also sort of really struck me was that if we can focus on what needs to be done and for whom, then we can let all of these other sort of boundaries, etc., let go. And from the earlier part in the conversation, it was about what is collaboration. I thought it was brilliant that we were talking about togetherness, belonging, progressing together, going beyond ourselves and the organization, and actually learning and enabling learning across, right? So far in the first sort of 15, 20 minutes, this is what we have covered. And what we want to be doing is next is we'll I don't know if we have more people who've joined and if we wanted to go into sort of breakout rooms, but Mariam or Siddharth give me an indication. But I think this is what has come from the first few minutes. We are at time, and we want to just quickly get a sense from you, a question, everybody in the plenary right now, before we look at whether we go into breakout rooms, is when we have these things, when we are actually focused on what needs to be done, there is effective conversations. What does this allow? Obviously, we're saying collaboration. What else is possible? What happens if these things are missing? I think that's quick reactions around the room from everyone. And then we'll go into the next part of diving deeper. Any reactions from, especially those who've just come on? We've had 2 or 3 people join in the last couple of minutes. Are there other characteristics? We've talked about communication, focusing on what needs to be solved for, that enables collaboration. What else enables collaborations? Or are other characteristics that enable collaboration? Anybody who wants to share? And you can tell a story from your experience, or if you've seen something come in the way of collaboration, that we're going to pick that up again later, but you can surface some things now as well. Yes, Siddharth, I'm just looking at the messages. A need for belonging might also be a prime mover for collaboration, right? The needing to belong to a community or a friend group, etc. Kritika, you want to come in again, and then Siddhi will bring you in. Yeah, go ahead, Kritika.
Yeah, sometimes, at least in the current situation which is happening across the world, fear can actually be a driver for collaboration. Fear of uncertainty can lead to collaboration. Of course, it can lead to the other side as well, where you can go back into a shell. But sometimes I feel fear can, to get out of that fear, you want to be collaborative. I mean, that being, that's my opinion, at least in the current poly crisis which is happening all around the world. Yeah.
Oh, no, thanks very much for that, Kritika. I think it is a very interesting point that you brought up, that fear, uncertainty, not knowing what one has to sort of deal with in future also drives collaboration, right? Because you are, to Siddharth's earlier point, you're trying to belong and saying, maybe with others I can figure this out because I'm not going to be able to do it myself. So maybe there is a positive to all of the not so great things that are happening all around us. Siddhi, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, I mean, a thread across everything that has been said that I see is a belief that something needs to be done and that I can be there to do it with others. But, that strong belief is what will again, keep people together and make them move.
Thank you very much, Siddhi. I think, yes, for definitely some folks, that belief actually enables wanting to work with others, enables collaboration. And thank you, Mariam. One, for everybody who's just come in, I think it was Kedareshwar who just came in, and perhaps it was also, I'm just trying to look through the names very quickly. Lena, perhaps you've just come in. I have Mr. Gaud who has just come in. Anybody else who's just come in and has not spoken, अगर आप हिंदी में बात करना चाहते हैं, कोई और भाषा में बात करना चाहते हैं, please go ahead. You can speak in any language that you're comfortable with. हमारे साथ share कीजिए कि जब आपने collaboration होते हुए देखा, किसी के साथ भी, दो संस्थाओं के साथ, दो लोगों के साथ, government और private sector के साथ, कोई भी हो सकता है, वहां पे क्या देखा आपने? What was the reason कि वो collaboration हो पाया? किस वजह से वो collaboration successful हो पाया? उसके बारे में हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं. So if there's anybody who wants to come in,
should I start?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. This is Kedar. Good morning to everybody. And good morning, Sama, especially for you. And so I have been working in social sector since last 25 years. And I work with the communities. At that level, I work always. And I am part of different networks, maybe over 100 networks, because my intention is to learn from different world, different kind of world. Third thing is that when I work with the communities, my approach is communitarian. You cannot say that I am specialized in health or education or that kind of thing. Everything is there in the community. If I go for livelihood promotion, I have to look after the health also. Otherwise, it is not that, okay, people have the privilege of, okay, we are working on health, specializing on health. So in that case, I am a generalist. We are not specialist. Third thing is that lot of link, so the language is different. For us, it is linkage and convergence. Somebody, we are telling about networking, collaboration, or linkage, convergence, and it is essential because one cannot solve the endless problem of the community or endless problem of this world. Collaboration is a must. We have to collaborate, and we have been doing that collaboration. Collaborate with the communities, collaborate with the community institutions, collaborate with the donors, collaborate with the networks, collaborate with the like-minded NGOs, government, and all. And especially your, according to our question, I think it is a collaboration. We are focusing on the either the other stakeholders like donor community, or like other NGOs. Like in that case,
Kedar,
in collaboration, our
Kedar,
expectation is that
हाँ,
knowing each
sorry.
other,
हाँ,
knowing
so
each other.
yeah, so if you can, like, for example, in the knowing each other, what I hear you saying is that knowing each other is an example of knowing each other well perhaps enables or accelerates collaborations, right? Can you, from your experience, tell us, and you have rightly brought up, for example, knowing the community well is what I will take from what you're saying, right? What is required to know the community well? Can you get specific and say these are the 4 things that we need to do to know the community well, and that allows collaboration? Because we want to get as specific as possible when we are capturing today's conversations.
Knowing the community means engaging with the community. One is engagement, observation, and small things, small communication. Either it is community or the donor communicating. So thereby we get to know each other who is what. And second thing in that, especially in the community, engagement is required. and focus is to bring back the social capital. Always my focus is to bring back the social capital, which is now being degraded by our approach of government approach of giving the people like no always say that freebies and other things. People are criticizing that. Yes, freebies are required, but the way the government is giving, so that is not in a very dignified or empowering way. It is creating the no dependency of the people. We started with self-help. Now you won't see anywhere self-help. Now it is all depending upon other self, outside help. How it is become self-help? It has to be again redefined. Self-help has to be again redefined. Are we empowering or are we increasing the social capital? Talk about any scheme of the government. Suppose you take up the
Kedar,
FPO, Farmer
yeah,
Producer
sorry.
Organization. You
I'm
take
going
up
to
that scheme. And when you analyze the scheme, in that scheme, everybody expects that farmers will be entrepreneurs. That will
so
be
Kedar,
they will.
I'm going to interrupt you. This is our initial session where we're trying to get, short characteristics of what enables collaboration, right? So we've gotten a few things from you, knowing the community well, looking at the dignity and the empowerment of the community. We're going to pick these threads up in the next part of the conversation. We're going to spend 45 minutes in groups where people get more chance to talk
Sure,
and capture.
sure,
We're going to document. But I want to see if
sure.
anybody else wants to share any other characteristics on enabling collaboration, or share about a collaboration that you've seen work and saying this is what enables. Anybody else who wants to come in? Again, I'm calling Leena, Sajal, Sanel, Pradeep, Mr. Gaud, Leena. I think I said Leena twice now. Nikhil, anybody else? I think, Nikhil, if you're looking at wildlife, and I'm guessing from CWS that we are talking about wildlife, I think your perspective of perhaps even collaborating with non-humans is very, very interesting. And what does that tell us, right? So please do come in whenever you'd like to.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, please. Sajal.
I'm Sajal calling from, yeah, I'm Sajal calling from Kolkata. So thank you so much for giving the opportunity. So shortly I can brief that characteristics or lead of collaboration needed in the expertise or capacity or skills, both should be in two groups. I mean, if I have some lack in particular any phases, particular any sector, then I have to collaborate or I have to network with other who might have some sense of this particular issue. Or similarly, maybe we have some expertise, then we can share this to others who might need it. So if in both parts have some need of skill, have some need of expertise or resources, then collaborative way should be, as my concern, should be effective. Otherwise, it not should be. So briefly, it's my opinion. Since last 25 years, working in rural activities in Kolkata and Southeast. Over to you.
Thank you very much for that perspective, Sajal. I think it's interesting where you're saying that if I believe I have everything, then I may not want to engage with somebody else because there's no opportunity for complementarity. It's an interesting perspective. Perhaps there are others here who may want to challenge or disagree with it, but we'll take a look at that as we go into our breakout rooms. Let me just tell you quickly what we're going to be doing next. We have so far just understood, people have shared in chat or spoken about what they believe is collaboration. We've shared some perspectives on what collaboration, what successful collaboration could look like, or what enables successful collaboration. In the next part, we're going to spend a longer period of time in breakout rooms. We're going to have 3 breakout rooms. My colleague Siddharth, who's one of our facilitators overall and is with the Center for Strategic Communications at Swasti, is going to be one of the facilitators. I have Kamal Kohli, and Mariam. These are also two colleagues from the Center for Strategic Communication. So the three of them will be in the breakout rooms. We have very specific prompts and we're taking notes. So like we were talking today, you can continue sharing or you can write. So tell your story, bring your insights, etc. Because this is a facilitated Writeshop. We will be recording. We're recording overall. We will be recording in the breakout rooms as well. And then once we've spent about 45 minutes in the breakout rooms, we're going to come back and look at what's coming from the breakout rooms and how we move forward next. With that, my colleague Tara is going to take us into, that's fine, Sajal. Please make sure that there is a Google form. Anybody who's going to drop out, there is a Google form link, which is in the chat. We'll share it again here. You would have got it on email as well. And if you complete that Google form, we will be able to reach out to you and speak with you about what has come from today's session, what kind of document is getting developed, etc. But otherwise, like Siddhi was saying earlier, we are not going to be able to communicate or get in touch with you because that is not information that Catalyst now is able to share with us. So please do complete the Google form. And we will then be able to, after today's session, stay in touch with you and you can continue to share and engage on the content and the products that we develop. If otherwise, anybody else who wants to say anything, otherwise we're going to go into breakout rooms and then we'll see you back here once the rooms are done. Yes, Siddharth, go ahead, please.
Yeah, just one thing before we go into the breakout room, Shama, maybe we can discuss the larger themes that are emerging so that each breakout room is focused on that particular theme. I think that will help facilitate the conversations in each of those breakout rooms.
Sure. So I think what we want in each group is going to be looking at is what practices, rituals, agreements enable collaboration in cross-sector work, right? Like Kedar was talking about between community and nonprofit, between government and private sector, based on academia, because I know that we had Kritika talk about her academic setting. What are those practices? And we will also talk about barriers, what gets in the way and how do we navigate that, right? So we've already heard some examples that it's today about, let's say, beneficiary attitude on some parts, and we're just giving away things instead of self-help or self-care. So we want to capture those practical insights, and each group is going to be looking at these two questions, capturing, discussing, and then we'll come back. Does that help, Siddharth?
Yes, of course. Perfect. Thank you so much.
And I have, while Tara is setting up the breakaways, I have some questions. Yes, there is a Google form for the participants who registered. I have put that Google form in the chat. Tara has pasted it again, Sajal. So if you're not able to stay in the breakout rooms, and this is for everyone, please complete this Google form. That was not the registration form. This is just for participants to give consent and give your contact information. Otherwise, we have not been able to, we will not be able to contact you after this session. Yeah. And we are assigning you automatically to breakout rooms, so don't worry about it, please. And Tara, you can take us away into these breakout rooms.
Yes, we are ready now.
All right, great. Go ahead, please. So you are all going into breakout rooms. Your names are there. You will be automatically moved there. And please accept and say yes when you get the prompt on your screens and join. If you have trouble, you will come back into the main room and we'll be able to help you. Siddharth, you will need to go into one of the rooms.
Yes, I'm just stepping into this one.
Okay.
KK also,
all right.
right?
Yes, KK also. And I think we have Michael. Michael, if you are here, please accept. May, it's fine if you don't go into one of the rooms. But Michael, you'll need to accept and move into one of the rooms. KK, you too.
Sajal, room number 3.
Sajal has already said that he may not be able to, or he will drop out. Saifuddin.
Saif, room number 2.
Yeah. Saif, go ahead and accept your, there is
Tara,
not going
can
to be.
KK go to 3? Because there's
She can
nobody.
go. Okay.
There's nobody, none of the facilitators are there in 3.
Okay. I've sent her. Do you want to go to any room, Siddhi?
We can take
Not
turns in
yet.
going. Let's just give them a minute or two to set up, and then we can see. Saif, are you here? No, Saif.
Okay, not available. That's fine.
Okay.
Mariam is in room number 1 and KK is in room number 3. Siddharth is in room number 2. So we do have
Very good.
co-hosts in facilitators in these rooms.
Fabulous. Where is Michael? And Michael, if you're here.
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Okay,
So Michael, which
should
we
I
can
assign?
assign you to a room. Yes, please.
Yes, you
I'll
can.
assign room number 3.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. I'll stay back in the main room.
Yes, the 4 of us will remain here, and then
I
in a
think
few
Michael
minutes,
and
Michael has moved.
I have not moved out from here. They have not yet accepted. Both of them, I understand, are in room number 3.
Yes, but they don't seem to be in the main room. I don't know where they are. They're floating in between.
I see them in the main room.
Oh,
Tara, do you?
Michael and Mr. Gowd, you'd have to accept your room assignments.
So I have just reminded the facilitator to send me the request for recording if they want to start the recording.
Michael, are you not able to accept the room assignment? We can see you back in the main room. Michael, are you here? Mr. Gowd, Yadaya, you're here. You have not joined room number 3. Mr. Gowd, are you able to unmute? He has joined finally. And where did Michael go? He disappeared. Did not join room 3.
Yeah, I think he left the meeting.
Meeting, okay. Okay. So I'm seeing content that's getting captured by the facilitators. So that's great.
That's amazing. I'm not sure if they are able to record because they didn't send me a request.
Yeah, I'm gonna
KK
jump
said
in.
she has already started recording.
Okay, so
Room number 3.
okay.
I haven't heard from Mariam and Sid as they are speaking.
And typically co-hosts are able to start recording.
Yeah,
I
easily.
yeah.
think I'm going to move one person from room number 2 to 3 because we just have 2 people in room number 3. Can
Yeah,
I
we
move?
and we have yes, we also have Masika and Michael here. So and we have Mr. Gaud who has come back. So we can move Mr. Gaud. You're having trouble with the breakout room. We can move you back to room 3. And we can move also, you moved everyone, Tara. Yes, so please go ahead and keep moving them. Mr. Gaud, again, you're here. You're not able to join. Are you able to join the group? And you can move Tara, if not into room 3, into any of the other rooms as well, if you like, because people are still coming in.
Okay. I just saw very few people active in room number 3. So
Which is fine. So, and 3 of them have not joined. I'm just letting you
yeah.
know. So, and Mr. Gaud is still here. And I don't know if anyone else is still here. Masika or Michael, are you able to hear us? Are you in the plenary? Mr. Gaud, are you in the plenary? Please unmute. Okay, Michael has moved. Masika, you need to accept your room assignment. Mr. Gaud, your room assignment. The conversation is happening in the breakout rooms. Let's see. Where did Masika go? I think Masika dropped out. Masika is back. Wait,
Waiting
Masika,
room.
Tara, wait. Yeah, no, let her. I just admitted her. Masika, are you here?
They're in the waiting room.
Why don't we accept then? I can't see where the waiting room is. I hit admit just now.
I think that might be like a connection problem, but she's here now.
Okay. Masika, are you here?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So we have gone from the plenary into the breakout rooms. That's where the discussions are happening. And we've been trying to send you to a breakout room, but you have not been able to join the breakout room. Are you able to join the breakout room if we were to send you there now?
I've not you sent me and I see if I can join.
Yeah, you'll just get a pop-up on your screen which says join breakout and you have to accept.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. So Tara, over to you. You can assign Masika.
Should I send to room number 1?
Sure.
Okay. Request has been sent.
Yes. And you have to accept it, Masika. Only when you accept can you join. Yeah, I think she's having trouble joining.
What does Masika mean? I'm not seeing anything popping up. I think she doesn't know how to get into the room.
Yes,
Because
that's
if you
what
see
she's.
she's in,
So, Masika, are you on your phone?
Yes, I'm on my phone, but I didn't see anything popping up. You said when it comes in, I'll join, but it has not appeared.
You have to be on the Zoom app, and it's a small button which should show on the top of your screen on your phone. Yeah, I accept
I
it. Just
accept what?
It's a very small thing which will show, and you have to say accept, and then it may disappear. So if you're doing other things, it'll come and go, and you won't be able to join the room.
Can we share with her the note? She can go through the note and see what's happening there and contribute.
Yeah, or maybe we can just talk with you here, Masika. And Tara, in the meantime, if you can try sending that message again. I don't know if you're able to.
Yes.
But yeah. So Masika, I think what we did is in the first half an hour of this conversation, we talked about experiences, examples. What does collaboration mean to us? We're looking for what collaboration. What enables collaboration, right? Is it behavior? Is it something that organizations must do? And different people coming from different experiences were sharing that. Now they've gone into breakout rooms and they're having those conversations. We're trying to look at, sure, Siddhi, go ahead. We're trying to get everybody to share their experience of collaboration, what helps have or create good collaboration, and what gets in the way and how can we change that. So we can just talk with you here while the others are away in the breakout rooms. Would you like to share something and we can take notes?
It's fine. I can share.
Go
and
ahead.
I'll be, yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
Tell us. We're listening.
Yes, I'm Mas Cameras. I'm from Uganda. I work with Space for Community, and we work with adolescents and women in empowering them hands-on skills, entrepreneur skills, so that they can be able to better their lives. And with adolescents, we work with them under menstrual hygiene. We sensitize and create awareness about reusable sanitary pads. We look for vulnerable students who are clever. How to, like, we look for them school education scholarship opportunities. We link them with other organizations that support the education for adolescents. And that's what we basically do. And so when I heard about collaboration, I said, this is something good that I can hear.
Yes,
And
but
here.
yeah, no, thanks for sharing about your work, Masika. But the question is, I'm sure you are currently collaborating with others. Have you tried collaboration? Do you have an example of a successful collaboration, or somewhere that you tried and didn't work? Is there something that you have?
Yeah, others you try and they don't work, but there is there's an organization around here. They work with young mothers. So we collaborated on one project of empowering, teaching women how to weave baskets. And it is now a year. So we are hoping that it was a contract for 1 year. We are hoping that even next year we can be able to renew it. So
yeah, but that's a contract, right? Would you think of the work with that organization as collaboration? What if there was no money involved? Would that still be a good collaboration for you?
yes, because it would be because they offer even counseling sessions, and we also offer counseling sessions, so we can exchange. You can go and talk to their women, and they can also come and counsel our women, they can talk to them, we can exchange. So it can still be there.
Okay, so you believe that was a good collaboration, right? What about that collaboration, according to you, made it good? Can you talk about practices or agreements or behavior, things that you did or they did that made this a good collaboration? Are they also a community organization, or what are they the same type of organization as you are?
Yes, they are also a community-based organization, but in another locality, but within the same district. And
Okay.
Communication is key. You have to communicate. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourselves as two partnering, like people working together, what do we want out of this one? At the end of the day, what is it? When we go to the field, we report to them, and when they also go to the field, they report to us. We share reports, and we have to create trust. When communication is there, there is trust and authenticity. You show it's your
Yes.
work.
So tell me more about this communication. It came up earlier today as being important, but you already have a good collaboration with good communication, I'm assuming. So tell us more about that communication. What about that communication? Because I mean, we all communicate in different ways, but it doesn't always lead to collaboration or good collaboration. So, what is it that is, what do you think about this communication is working? Can you describe it a little bit more?
So when you're having a common ground and you're having something in common, you want to empower women, and there is just like communication is giving back, giving information and receiving feedback.
Okay.
That's communication. It's all about that one. So if for example, like I'm saying that when we do our work, as when we train the women, we communicate, we make a report, a field report, and we say this is what we did today, these were the challenges, these are the outcomes of today. And when you're communicating and you receive the feedback that they have received the work, and they give you maybe recommendations how you, when it comes to the challenges, I think that's how we have been working, and that's what it is meant to us as two organizations. That's the communication we are talking about. If we communicate that by 7 we will be empowering the women, and maybe without they know it, and if they just come without calling us, they should find the women there and we should be doing the work. So trust comes in communication.
Right. Okay. So this is an example of what's working and why it's working. You also said that you tried with, things you tried with other organization and it doesn't work. So what gets in the way of collaboration, and how do we overcome it? Because you want better collaboration, you want more collaborations, and you want collaboration with multiple organizations, right? Or many people working together. So if you think of the unsuccessful ones, what gets in the way?
For us, we are a community-based organization, like in a community. And sometimes people who want organizations, big organizations, don't want to collaborate with because of the hierarchy or the structure of the organization or of the contest. They see us, this small organization, as, I don't know. Even when you look at proposals, when you look at proposals in that way, you'll find that you're not qualifying. You cannot qualify because you're very, very small. But we are making impact. So I think that one gets into the way of collaborating.
Okay, so one let's call it what gets in the way, sort of, or what causes a problem, is how we perceive other organizations, right? We perceive each other as big or small or this or that. So there's a label, and it's not about the impact that's being created, right? So we overlook that.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything else?
I think that one is the major, and sometimes also small organization, community-based organization, the paperwork is also like we don't have that capacity building. You find that you go in workshops and they train you for like few months, and there are few organizations which offer that like. So you find learning from others who are already established and others they don't want to share their work with you. Maybe they look at you as a competitor. Yet all of us who want to create change in our different ways to impact people in different fields. So also that one becomes a challenge and gets into the way.
So there is, for some it's like they see that if they share that competition, they're perhaps looking at it as, oh, if I shared what I have and built your capacities, tomorrow you're going to compete with me, right? So there's that point of view for some, and for others they're talking about, they're not looking at the quality or the how good the work is, but they're talking about, oh, it's only 100 women, only 1,000 women, they're a small organization, but overlooking the fact that every person counts, right? It's not just about the ones that are reaching millions of people. Even the ones who reach hundreds and tens of hundreds are also very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you had the opportunity to change that, Masika, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you, for the things for the problems that you just identified, right? How others see each other, small or big, or overlook the impact. How would you like to change that? Or what do you think needs to be done so that would change? What could we do?
Like maybe like bringing these small community organization together under one umbrella so that they can amplify their voice. 1+1 makes a band. Like they've been one, and and they will grow together. And maybe also like they should always look at maybe the impact of some organization. Just like how you have said that even if people are reaching billions of people, and for you're reaching 100. For example, I began with five women, but now we are over 200 now. So we are growing, and I'm a librarian. I'm a school librarian. It's my work where I get the money to invest in the non-profit organization. And here at school, it's a school. We have over 700 students, adolescents, girls and boys. There is this one girl I used to like look at her, but she could not be like in her moods. So one day I was like, I called her and I told her, why is it like some days you're like not in your mood? And this was the day that she had decided to hang herself. So I talked to her and counseled her, and now it has become now a counseling session. Now I have over 20 girls I talk to on a daily basis at least. Even if saying like, hi, how are you? How are you doing? So it's not all about like impacting thousands of people, but one life. It is worth it.
Correct. Absolutely. Amazing. Any other suggestions for navigating the challenges that you talked about?
And also, I like the way catalysts bring people together from different walks of life, and I've got people from here, friends. Like I can ask and they guide me. They tell me they are doing things. Also, you can do like this. If there is an opportunity, this person will send you a link. Please, also, can you try your best, try your luck? You never know. And when you're having such people, okay, I'll be there one day, even if I'm not there today, but one time it will be my luck and I'll apply and maybe I'll be taken. So I just like the way you bring people together, and we share experiences and we share challenges and we laugh at them at the end of the day, and you feel okay also. Sometimes it's not about solutions, but having people, okay, she's also passing through this one. Okay, I'm also hustling with writing proposals which are being bounced, and you laugh it out, and life goes
Yeah,
on.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, right? I think that at least knowing that others also feel the same, have been through this, have that there are maybe options for figuring this out means that you can continue to be hopeful and keep doing what you're doing, right? And sometimes that's more important than saying, oh, here's the money, or here's the solution, or here's what needs to be done. So absolutely.
Hmm.
I thought that was fantastic. So, Masika, did you, I don't know, did you sign up for this session like today or yesterday or recently?
I don't know, but I think I signed it for some time back because
Okay.
it reminded me the morning that
Okay.
I have so I think I'd sign it for it later, not today.
Okay. Okay. The reason that I'm asking is because I think yesterday Catalyst now sent out a Google form on our behalf, which has just some questions, because Catalyst now is not sharing the contact information of everybody who's signing up, right? And today we're collecting stories, we're collecting points of view, but we're going to write this up and we're going to want to share it back with you and say, hey, Masika, here's what you told us, and this is how it's coming in this book or magazine, or whatever we create out of this. And therefore, are you okay with it? And do you want to edit it? Do you want to add anything to it, right? But in order to do that, we need you to fill the Google form. And I don't see the Google form. I don't see you on the Google form. So I'm just, thanks, May, for the form. She's just shared the form, I think. And if you can please fill that. And that way we will be able to communicate with you and even share resources, whatever we do with this session, but we can stay in touch and send it to you.
All right, it's okay with me, thanks.
All right. If you can just please fill that up then.
Okay, let me do it.
Yes, go ahead and do it. And in about 5-10 minutes, the rest of the group from the breakout rooms will also be coming back here. And then we're going to see, just like what you shared with me, I'm going to take some of that and then summarize it with what's coming from the other groups. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
10 more minutes, Shama, for this segment.
That's correct. They should be back. They'll start wrapping up now and should be back in about 10 minutes. Thank you, Tara.
I'll just send a broadcast message to everyone alerting that we have 10 minutes left.
Thank you. Masika, are you done with your the form? I think you are.
Yes, I've already submitted.
Great. And I'm just checking to make sure that it's come in. And you're okay with if we send you what we develop after this and get your feedback and your story, and if you'd like to share anything additional?
Pardon me?
Are you all right if we reach out to you afterwards to get your inputs and additions on what we develop? We're going to develop a product out of this workshop, of this session on collaboration. We're not yet sure whether it'll be a playbook or a case stories or something else, but whatever we develop, you're okay if we send you a draft to get your inputs, etc., right? We can stay in touch with you.
Yes, it's okay with me. I can do my best.
Yeah, absolutely. That's enough. That's more than enough.
Mm.
All right, great. And just for a few more minutes and everybody's back before we head into the sort of the last half hour or so of this session. Huh? Thank you.
Hello. I went across to the three rooms. Two rooms, discussions were really nice and going on. The third one that I went to, they had just completed, so I didn't really hear anything myself. I'm just wondering how much time do we
Tara
We
has
have
already put out an announcement. So now just about 1 minute, I think.
one more
Oh,
minute now.
okay.
They'll be all back here. And I managed to have a chat with Masika while she was here, and she's
Super.
filled out the form, and I've captured it on our notes. So we're ready for everyone else, I think.
Okay, closing the room.
Yes, thank you very much. I see some many common themes emerging. It's interesting. Everyone back in the main room now? I think have rooms closed and we're all back here, or we're still waiting? I think we're all back, right? Welcome back, everyone. If you are able to turn on your cameras, I see Aditi has a camera on. Thank you very much. It's great to always see some faces, versus just looking at. Yes, thank you. Good to see Ganesh, Kritika. Sorry if I missed your faces earlier. Welcome back. Just could you use the reaction button on your on the Zoom screen and just tell me what you thought of your conversations in the room? You liked, okay, Siddharth really liked conversation. I see a lot of hearts and thumbs up. Okay, great. Explore the emoticons. We're going to need to see more emotions come through as we continue this last half hour of this conversation, right? Siddharth, I'm going to hand it over to you. I know you're sort of taking on this particular piece, so I'm welcoming you back. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Shama. It was really great to be, in the middle of the conversation, especially after, uh, while we were in the plenary, while we were in the main room. Yes, we touched upon so many topics, but really diving deep into these mindsets and these, key areas really stimulated my brain. And I'm sure Siddhi was hopping from room to room also had a similar experience, because I think each room, from what I was seeing on the common note-taking slide deck that we had made, such diverse conversations were happening, so many different perspectives. And I think that is the strength of today's Writeshop, right, that we are able to bring so many voices to understand what it means, to be able to accomplish, I would say, because sometimes collaboration seems like a goal or a task, so to really accomplish collaboration, right? So I hope it was like conversations in my breakout room are very stimulating. I hope they were stimulating for you as well. If you were stimulated by those conversations, I would invite you to please use the emoticons or the react buttons and share how you felt about the conversations in your rooms. There are a range of emoticons. No matter what you're feeling, it'll be covered. Ganesh is celebrating that we had a conversation. Thank you so much, Ganesh, for that. Like everybody else, please go ahead and explore emoticons. Explore the different kinds. Like I said, there's a range of emotions that you can use the emoticons for. Yes, perfect. Now what we'll do is, for the next 10-15 minutes, we'll also try to understand what is the DNA of uh, effective collaboration, right? And again, going through the notes that we have, I have some idea of what effective collaboration entails, because collaboration, for me, the biggest takeaway in the last 1.5 hours that we have been together is that collaboration itself, not just as a term, but even as an experience, is so diverse. Yes, and I normally say this, like, no, like, teams are like snowflakes, no two are alike. And the need for collaboration, similarly, is also so diverse, is also so different in each scenario, because the reason why teams come together vary, right? So I have a few, like, emerging thoughts or emerging threads of uh, the requirements for effective collaboration. If you have anything else to add to this, please unmute yourself, or also can use the chat box to mention or add points here as well. So I think one of the main themes that we saw across all the breakout room was the need for effective collaboration, need effective communication. Sorry, I think effective and efficient and consistent communication was the biggest theme that also came out in the main room plenary as well when we were talking about each other. In the other breakout rooms, there were long discussions about how to have these conversations. A few instances where people mentioned that teams normally have these daily catch-ups, weekly meetings, but what is going to enable their effectiveness? Yes, one of the things a few people mentioned was that getting or removing the barriers to effective communication. For example, in my room, there was one suggestion or one experience where removing unnecessary paperwork helped better collaboration, because paperwork and red taping was getting in the way of effective collaboration in that sense. Yes, so effective communication is one thing that is it's a big thread connecting all the breakout rooms. Another thread connecting all the breakout rooms, what we saw was commitment and intent. People getting together uh, People get together or form collaboratives for a purpose, making sure that everybody is on the same page, everybody has a similar intent, helps with effective collaboration. Uh, Here we also talked about breaking egos, which comes into having the common intent and commitment as well. Uh, where I saw a few in the breakout rooms, they were also making a checklist of what to do to have effective collaboration. And one of the first things that was mentioned there was, don't walk into the room with an ego. Yes, and and which actually goes to the question arises, like, how do you avoid ego, especially when there's cross-sectoral work, because they are different from various walks of life, with people from various seniority levels. How do you manage that ego? And I think one of the points that again came out in my breakout room, and I saw parallels of it in other breakout rooms as well, was to humanize the people that are a part of the team, that are a part of the collaborative, because at the end of the day, we are all humans, and we have what connects us is a lot more than what divides us, right? So really humanizing the people of the team, and understanding what their needs and requirements are, and how it could be matched with our needs and requirements. Having that effective give and take is how we can help break that ego, and then in turn ensure that there is consistent commitment and common intent amongst the team. Another thread that is common across the breakout room discussions was the need for trust. Yes, because teams get together, or collaborators get together to achieve a common goal, and situations might arise when you need to trust people more than you trust your own work. Sometimes you trust that the other person will be there for you, is able to contribute enough, is able to contribute in a manner that is supporting you. Yes, so trust becomes very important. And what is very interesting is, trust as a concept is so amorphous, right? It's difficult to define what is trust for some people. Yes, and that again goes back to having a common having commitment and a common intent, where if there is common intent, there will be trust, which again goes back to the first point of effective communication. So all of these points all of these points lead to each other. So it's the what also I noticed as a pattern is that uh, these elements of effective collaboration are is not sequential. It's not that you do step 1, step 2, step 3, now you're an effective team. uh, all of this is very, very complex. All of this needs to happen together at the right pace, at the right time. So in that sense, collaboration seems more complex than it seems to be. There's more to collaboration than meets the eye. Yes, and effective collaboration, in my experience, I've seen all the team members smiling. So in my experience, the more the smiles, the better the collaboration. But I also understand that that is not always necessary. Sometimes you need to have difficult conversations so that the team moves ahead. Yes. So these are the larger themes that I noticed in all the documentation of the breakout rooms. If I have missed anything, or if you think that there's anything else that can be added, please, like I said, use the chat or please unmute and speak. Is there anything else that is the very DNA of collaboration, according to you? You can also use this opportunity to reflect on the conversations that you had in the breakout room. Uh, like I said, if there's any point that I have missed, which is essential to communication, please. Yes, Siddhi, I see your hand is raised.
Right. Sorry, no, I do think that I did read on the deck, somebody had written resources, and I just kind of want to know if there were more discussions on resources and particularly funding to have monies, because in my experience, in the past there was some piece of work that we were doing, and we wanted to get a very small group of academic institutions together towards it. I mean, I think there were just 5 or 6. It was not like any kind of large collaboration and all, but it continued until the monies were there, and then it just kind of dissipated. So if any of that has come out, it would just be interesting to know. And otherwise, as we kind of move this ahead, I think that would be one angle that would be interesting to explore. So I think Kritika had her hand up, and then maybe Shama.
Kritika, please go ahead. You had your hand raised.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking out loud. So one topic or one point which was made was how we need to have a solid, clear logistics planning, and which is necessary in an effective collaboration. I think in addition to that, I think a solid goal. I mean, it I don't know whether it should be a quantified goal, but it should be very clear so that we know that that is something that is what we are trying to achieve. It should not be a very vague, generic goal. It's not something we should just say that, oh, we are going to eliminate this, or we are going to successfully. I think it has to be a very solid goal so that you know that that is what you're trying to achieve, so that we keep driving towards that goal. If it's a very generic goal, I think it will just be sort of a very just a discussion. It'll not be driving towards a goal. So I think that is something it should also be there.
Which is very interesting. So talking about getting into this, really getting into the specifics, not just talk about larger themes and say that, we need to build trust, but exactly what is the step-by-step process? Like if it takes, waking up and drinking coffee to that minute detail, if that builds trust, having coffee together builds trust, then let's do that. Correct?
And I know that it is not going to be an immediate thing. It's a long-term plan. I mean, usually collaborations can be for a short-term goal as well, but sometimes an effective collaboration can lead to a long-term impact. So we have to acknowledge that, and we have to acknowledge that particular goal.
I understood. Thank you so much for that, Kritika. Shama, yes.
Siddharth, there was somebody else, so I'll come in last, but I want to see somebody else who'd raised their hand, and I can't actually tell who it is. So if you've raised your hand, just please unmute and come in. Okay, so what I'm just going to go ahead, and what I wanted to share, I think something along, what Kritika was talking about, and Siddhi, Masika from Uganda was in the plenary room, and she wasn't able to come into the breakout rooms because of technology issues. So I thought that was the conversation with her, which I also captured, which was interesting, was that small community-based organizations can often be labeled, right? So you're seen as small. Oh, she's reaching 100 people, or they're reaching only 1,000 people, right? So I think this idea of big is better or small is not important really struck with me, because I think in a lot of our work that we do, while we say every person, every life human or non-human counts, but we don't actually always behave like that. So I thought that was a sort of a very interesting point. And to the point that, again, both Kritika and Siddhi raised, they are collaborating with somebody where there is money involved. And Masika thought that it was a good collaboration, not because of the money, because she said even if the money was not there, I'd be willing to work with them now, because the communication and the trust had been built, right? So sometimes, a project enables that building of trust and collaboration and allows for continued working. But that has to be sort of sensed and understood while you are doing with a little bit of money. So she was talking about how they're working on skilling women, right? And it's a small piece of work. And the other organization is also a community organization. So it's not like a donor funder relationship, but because they have been able to now build trust via this joint piece of work, they would continue to collaborate. And Masika also had interesting ideas for how we navigate out of some of these challenges. But her point being that very specific goals, being able to work together is important. Contrary to what Kritika was saying, that sometimes collaborations like what Catalyst now enables, it's sometimes important to have a network where you can just go find other people who are struggling with the same issues you are, even if there are no solutions. At least you know you're not alone in this. And so sometimes collaboration is also about solidarity and saying we're facing the same challenges together, even if we have not yet figured out. So I think there's this whole range of types of collaborations that are possible. That's what I wanted to share.
So true, so true. And I think that from my understanding, it goes back to my point of kind of humanizing the entire collective itself, because the work that we do is so much larger than us, right? And the need for belonging, a need for to be something larger than us becomes so important, and that's where the trust and the communication and the intent comes in, right? Yes, Siddhi, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I also connected to that. Also, that there are, we talk about trust in general, but I think it's about certain organizations or certain people who we trust, so we are willing to work with them. And while the trust is there, that individual personalities may also matter, because if it is an organization that you're working with, but the people who you trust are no longer there, then things may change. So I do think that personalities, and I have heard this about some really good collaboratives, that they came together around a person. Yes, the common goal was there, but it was the person holding that common goal, where people knew that this person had a lot of experience, this person was very trustworthy, was very community focused, and that's how people came together around it. So maybe, I mean, again, I don't know how this connects to what egos you were talking about earlier, or doesn't connect to that, but it is also about a lot of these very personal things and not very generic stuff.
Yeah, which is so true in that sense, like in the sense that if that person holding fort weren't there for the matter, then would the collaborative fall apart? Or how effective is that collaboration if it's dependent on that one person to be there to hold it all together, right? Which is so true, which is so true. Perfect. Again, I wish this we could have at least easily 3 more hours and we could have even more interesting conversations, but unfortunately, we have time for very limited this thing. So I quickly want to share with you again from all the discussions that we've been having uh, and all the themes that we are seeing. I quickly want to show you the larger skeleton or larger framework of the playbook that we are building, because kind of we are gathered here for that today. So from all that we discussed, this is what I have I'm thinking of. I hope you can see my screen. If you are able to fully see my screen, please give a thumbs up or in any other reaction that you feel encapsulates your feeling. So this is what we are thinking of for the larger structure of the playbook. Your vote counts, your suggestion counts. So please feel free to add any more topics or add anything else to this. Again, we have your email ID, so we can be in touch that if you need some more time to kind of process all the information and come back to us with more pointed feedback or pointed suggestions about this playbook, you could do that as well. But larger for now, for the last 1.5 hours that we have had this discussion, this is what the structure looks like. So we have the first part which talks about the whys of collaboration, right? Why it matters, why is it necessary, and why do people come together? So then it gets into the psychology of collaboration as well. The second part talks about the mindsets, right? Talks about what it takes for collaboration to happen, what kinds of mindsets uh, people need to have so that collaboration becomes effective. I think we talked about this in the main room earlier before we got onto the breakout room. I think the part three is where the breakout room discussions really helped, where we talk about the the house of collaboration itself. What are the tools, practices, rituals that people have done that have helped effective collaboration? It could be something very particular to that group, or it could be something very generic. But these tools and practices are extremely important when it comes to ensuring that the collaboration is effective. And towards the end, there's also commitment and next steps. When we say commitments, it doesn't mean commitment of the team. Here we are talking about commitments and next steps for the playbook itself, for writing the playbook as well. Like I said, if you have any other suggestions and points that you would like to add, if you have any suggestions about the larger framework or the skeleton of the playbook as well, we are all ears and we would love to hear more about that. Yes, I will maybe give you 30 seconds if you have anything else that you would like to add. If not, then we'll move on to the next part of this Writeshop.
Yeah, can I?
Yes, please,
Yeah.
go ahead.
The, uh, the centrality of our discussion today is, I understood that it is the responsibility of each stakeholder, maybe community, maybe catalyst, maybe the donor, maybe anybody involved in the process of development. It is everybody's responsibility to start engaging with each other, understanding each other, thereby building the trust among each other, and come to the same pitch and build the consensus and be respective to each other in ensuring the dignity of the each stakeholder. So that is my centrality. Dignity is my center point, which I have been facing the issues. Money is not the matter. Matter is the dignity. The way the money is being given, money is being spent, and the peoples or the stakeholders are being treated. So that is the thing.
Perfect, perfect. So well put, Kedar. And that goes into, I think, the second chapter about the mindset, right? So this is the mindset that is required for effective collaboration. Perfect. Like I said, if we had more time, we could have had these conversations. And I think a lot of these conversations we might need to have post the right shop as well, like either on mail, or you could connect with us in any way that you feel is right, and we can have more intense and deeper conversations for this. I would now like to move to the next part where we reflect on the time that we have spent so far together. Siddhi, if you can take the group through the reflection activity.
Sure. Thanks, Siddharth, for kind of bringing everything together and summarizing. That was really useful. Um, and of course, to everybody else for all the great conversations, the learning conversations that we've been having. Now, there are so many of these conversations, things that we've heard, things that we've shared today. So what we want to do now is we want to just ask you, is there anything that really excited you, something that captured your interest, something that was new, it was different, uh, and you feel that you would be able to take it into your own work. So what we're going to do is we're going to share a link, a Menti link for us to just, spend just 5 minutes answering this question, that what will I carry forward in my own work today? Just to give you an example, is that I was in two rooms, and like Siddharth was saying earlier, there were two, they were talking about egos. And you know what I'm going to try and understand, because I was also telling Kritika in one of the rooms, is that how do you address egos? And I don't know about it, but does that mean that it can't be done? So I would really like to probably, read through some behavioral sciences and look at any kind of case studies and all that. Is there something out there that I can get which would help me leave my ego at the door, but at the same time help me work in this space of collaboration for that? So please do join this either through the QR code or through the link which has been shared in the chat, and maybe just a quick 5 minutes for this.
I don't think the Menti link is on chat yet, so let me try and get that out if you haven't been able to get your QR codes.
Okay.
I've just put the Menti link on chat. If you're
Okay.
unable to scan the QR code, or if it's easy for you to use the link is on the chat.
Yes. Then maybe we can swap to the Menti to see what is coming up from there.
Yes, I think egos is something that really was a strong point of discussion. And those are things that we can kind of think through, dropping labels like small and grassroots. I think that's really important. And that to me is something that probably personally I realize I also might be doing it without even being conscious about it. So I think that that self reflection and consciousness is always very good, whether we're talking about work life. Building strong partnerships. Yes, absolutely. And the whole thing about the theories is coming up around here, is that how do we learn, how do we study? And I think it's really beautiful, because here we're contributing also uh, to that academy in a sense. And we're hoping to kind of get a lot of, we've already got, and we'll kind of further try and get a lot of the very specific stories or ways that we can do this. Yes, we really need to share, and we really need to probably look at those platforms where we can keep sharing. Listening. Beautiful. And of course, the dignity that Kedareshwarji was speaking about, which is so, so important. Quality of the work. So it's not about just getting and going everywhere, but how do we kind of look at quality? Again, a lot of these things, I mean, somewhere also go to the self-consciousness, understanding, and accepting, reflecting, learning. I think we just take a few, couple more. I'm not sure anything is, there are other things. Okay, please do continue to write on this link. But we're kind of reaching the end of this excellent session here. Like we've been saying, this is a resource that we're all going to be co-creating, and personally for me, it is going to be a privilege to have my name, my initiative connected with all of y'all because of the kind of beautiful insights, learnings, and all that we're able to really bring together. I also would just, before Shama, I hand it over to you from the Community Action Collab, I would really like to thank Catalyst Now for actually, organizing the CCW, because sometimes we need something like this. It's not that we don't know that we need to do things like this, but this is a trigger to actually make us start. And then once we start, we can move forward. So I think these are, extremely great springboards for us to do that. So thanks a lot to you, to May, and everybody else from Catalyst Now who have helped us do this. And so over to you, Shama.
Thank you, everyone. I know we're at the end of time, but if we can I don't know who is going to help me do this, but if we can bring everybody together, stop the spotlighting that we're doing of speakers. I think we're going to try and get a picture. I don't know if we've managed to do that, but I think it's important of whoever's in the room, we just do a quick picture. So if you can please come on to turn on your cameras if you have the bandwidth. We'll just do a group picture. Can I request Tara if you can are able to do this, or maybe Siddharth? One of you can
sure.
actually do a group shot. I don't know what settings we need, and tell me once you're done, because I think we want to, at least I want to, and I hope all of you agree that we want a group picture at least, so we can remind us of how this journey started. I don't know what the end output or product will actually look like. That's an evolving process, but we have some great content today, and I want us to be able to remember that this is how it all started, right? Everybody up for pictures? Where are
I'll
we?
do that. I can take the picture, not to worry. All the settings are taken care of. Okay.
Okay,
All I need is for people to be on video so that we can actually take a picture.
Yes, so if we can do that, and I still have you spotlighted, Sid, versus I don't know what that needs to change to bring
No
all.
problem. No problem.
Okay.
Since I'm taking a screenshot of this, should not be an issue.
Okay.
I
all
have
right.
a full
So
grid view. I'm
great.
taking. I have a full grid.
Fabulous.
Perfect.
Absolutely. I think
we'll do
everyone is on screen, so we shall just go ahead.
Perfect. So we'll do this at the count of 3, right? So let's do this. So at the count of 3, let's all unmute and say the word collaboration. If it works, yes. So let's keep ourselves on, unmute ourselves. Yes. And I'll count us down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Collaboration. Perfect. That was so good. Tara, I think you have captured the photo, right?
We can do one more time, maybe, just to capture the smiles, because the smile comes afterwards.
Okay. Let's collaborate so that we smile together. Yes, let's do this. Again at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Collaboration.
Big
Hold
smiles.
the
Thank you.
smile.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much for all your time. I think the biggest takeaway for me was the fact that today we are gathered or we are collaborating to write a playbook on collaboration. So this is a very inception moment that is happening for me, and it's been my
And we have
absolute pleasure. Yes,
we'll have the picture to remind us. I just have a few quick
yes.
things to run through, Sid, if you don't mind.
Of course,
While we
please go
have
ahead.
the picture, we are now going to, some of us are going to put our heads together and process what's come out of this. If you have not filled the Google form, please, please, please do it. Otherwise, we won't have a way to reach you. The Google form is in the chat. Tara, maybe if you can put the Google form back in the chat again, please. What happens after this session? If you're interested, you can join the editing team. You can review the drafts. You can expand the story that you told us, and as we bring it into the playbook that we're calling it, we'll see what it becomes. You can join the dissemination efforts and actually look at how you're using it. Irrespective of what role you play after this workshop, your names are going to be acknowledged as contributors, right? So you'll see your names there. That's the other reason we want the list, the Google form. Otherwise, we won't know all, we won't remember all the names to be able to bring it in. So I know we have many things planned for the day. So just a quick round of gratitude for each of you, those who've left, those who are still here with us, for making the time to join us and sharing your stories and insights. That's what collaboration is about. And thank you for opening yourself up honestly. To my co-facilitators here, Siddhi Mankad and Tara Rana from the Community Action Collab, Siddharth Chaitanya, Mariam Afsar Alam, and Kamal Koli Majumdar from the Center for Strategic Communications. We couldn't have done this without you guys. To Sri Rupa Gupta, actually from Swasti, who did a lot of the groundwork for this session, was supposed to be here, but had to take her mother to the hospital this morning and couldn't be present. To May, Denise, and the rest of the Catalyzing Change Week team for all their support. Siddhi already said this. Catalyzing Change Week is about shifting narratives. That's what we're trying to do with this product or playbook as well. Finally, to Sejo Singh, my gratitude, and to Sandhya Naidu Janardhan. These are two ladies from the Catalyst Now India executive team. And a few months ago, the idea of documenting something like this came about. They're not here today. Hopefully, they'll join the rest of the development process as well. Before you leave, put one word in the chat to describe a feeling as you leave. Thank you again for being here. We will be in touch with you. And May, back to you. I know you have something else that you need to do. So over to you, May. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, thank you. Like, wow, that was a really powerful session. I personally enjoyed it, to be honest. So thank you so much for the amazing facilitators. Thank you everyone for participating. It was so great to have this session as one of the closing session for CCW. And before you leave, I just want to ask you if you can share on your social media what is the biggest take home message from this session, that will be great. And of course, you can tag Catalyst now on all the platforms that you use, and you can see it on the screen right now. So let me hand you over the rest of your time, and please stay in touch with the facilitators, and you see the progress of the playbook. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.